Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and today I'm coming to you with a flip through and like short review of New Elements Tarot by Eleanor Piper. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but you can see it here. It's produced by US Game System, and it comes in this two-part box, which is really beautiful, smooth paper. You know, US Games, they do nice decks, I think. Technical things first. It comes with these two extra cards. So here we have this beautiful kind of element spread, because it's new era elements, right? And the size of the cards is a little bit smaller than the regular tarot deck, so this would be 7 by 12. So as you can see, this is a little bit shorter. The deck itself, what's interesting as well, it's a mix, or kind of she was inspired, she writes, by Rider-Waite-Smith and Crowley and Harris tarot decks. And here in the minors especially, the cards, for the peep cards, the deck retains Crowley's designations, such as illusion, victory or gain, in order to allow the reader quick access to the general meaning of the card. The cards also replicate Aleister Crowley's astrological correspondences, and the keywords in the card descriptions in the book serve as quick reference to the card meanings and are arranged in two lines, so there's reversed meaning as well. So one is the essence of the card when it's drawn in upright or a well-aspected position in a spread, and the reversed obviously when the card occupies blockage position in a spread or is in reversed if you use reversals. It's an elemental tarot, and what I liked about it is that that new era deck takes a suit back to the original elementary associations of fire, water, air and earth, and it translates its imagery into the modern era. So the motifs of all of the cards are designed to guide the reader into seeing the significant and archetypal connections in current events, rather than seeking it in the distant past or in esoteric symbols. So she kind of simplified the tarot deck, we would say. And also she kind of, it's a modern take on a tarot. So as she said, you know, you get, I read the whole book, so it's quite cool. So you get, you know, first the majors, and there's correspondences, astrological correspondences, the keywords with plus and minus, so for reversed as well, meaning of the card. And what I really liked about this booklet is the exploring the card. So she really describes what she's using at the card, on the cards as pictures, because you will see how she changed the kind of imagery of the archetypes, but each card is described really well, so you know what she means, even if it's not so clear for some, you know, sometimes it's clear to an author, but then you're not too sure what's going on. So that's the box. It's beautiful with this picture. Love it. And it's a black and white deck. Let's just come closer and maybe we can do something about that glare. Is it possible? I probably will have to pick up the cards. So I will just walk through the whole deck. So bear with me. There's a little cup of coffee. Okay, so the Fool, as you can see, is like this little baby. And these are the backs, all the elemental powers. And it's this kind of grayish, black, white, kind of like pencil drawings. I think it's very cool. Magician, it's the magus, and you know, it's like the salesman and TV man and social media and everything that has to do with this mercurial kind of quality, but also with this charming. Sometimes you have to be aware of deception, right, in this world. And then we have the High Priestess, which is cool for all tarot readers, right? Because it shows, and here you can see the Rider-Waite-Smith images on the cards, and she's in this meditative pose, and there's this veiled mirror behind her, which is quite beautiful. The Empress, and it's very versatile deck. It shows various body types, cultures. So here more of the nurturing quality of Empress, you know, feeding the babies, preparing meals, but also taking care of the household and just being, you know, important part of this strong feminine, caring emperor. I love to see here Lincoln, and then Dalai Lama as the Hierophant, also beautiful. And then the lovers. I always love when the lovers are a little bit older. So here they sit on the bench under this tree with, you know, where people maybe left the little ribbons. The Chariot. It's a little bit strange, right? Because you see this like war machine and there is some, you know, like a bomb erupting. So if I go to the book, because that's the first cut when I just went, I don't really like this this chariot, what's going on, you know, why is it so warlike? And she says here in exploring the cards, when warriors used chariots, they pretty much played the role of the tank on a battlefield. So the contemporary take on the card replaces the Sphinx-drawn car with a Trojan armed vehicle. It's not primarily an attack vehicle, but one that clears a path going forward. It's closed and heavily shielded front embodies the closed-off feel of the traditional arcanum of chariot. So you know that this is not so much of a war car, but it clears the path for other vehicles, and it's quite shielded from the front, like the traditional chariot can be. And the chariot stands for the hero setting out on his quest. In a reading, the chariot indicates an intense drive forward to accomplish something. The reversed meaning is being closed off, stubbornness, overestimating oneself, rushing along into an accident, or it's discipline, invulnerability, fixity of purpose, defensiveness, an important journey, hiding one's true self. So, as I said, even if you don't totally, you know, get the image on the first glance, the booklet is very simple, but it's to the point. I love how it's all made. Adjustment, which is the Justice, very cool. The Hermit, beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune, the Strength, the Cups, the Hangman, Death, beautiful. Temperance, the Devil. It's quite striking, and here she said in the booklet that she's not showing the devil itself, but kind of the victims of the devil. So the, you know, the political philosophies and the victims of what humans can do when they kind of tempted by the devil. The Tower. And here also two kind of expressions of the Tower. One is acting without fear and kind of bringing the walls down for the good reasons, like the Berlin Wall, which is shown in the front here. And also acting from fear, you know, when the World Trade Centers got destroyed and the world changed then. And there is this constant war on terrorism. And the Star, it's like this guiding star, the lighthouse. The Moon and the Sun, I love to see them together with the moonflowers and with the sunflowers, beautiful. And then we have the Judgment. So it's the modern take of how often we look into the mirror and, you know, you see the faults in us and we kind of judge ourselves harshly. And the Universe is this dancer and all the four elements, which I always love on the world card. It's beautiful. And then, so these were the major arcana, and then we come to the Suit of Wands. I'm just going to run quicker through it. So every ace is just the elemental power, some astrological signs, the fire signs, and here some of the planets and the elemental association. And so here we have domination, so that's based on kind of Crowley approach, exploration, not the same keywords as Crowley's, but they kind of keep the essence of Crowley's deck. Perfection, and you also get astrological associations, conflict, so like, you know, Jupiter in Leo, victory, bravery. I love it, it's quite easy to understand. I think she picked really good imageries. Swiftness, power, they like laser beams in some factories. Oppression, it's like, you know, this wild cat kind of is surrounded by those metal bars. And then the court cards were changed from the king and queens, which she thought, you know, we can't relate to anymore so much, to the family constellation. So we have father, mother, son, and daughter. And she picks like a different culture for each suit. So here we have like some African tribe. And then we have the Ace of Water, so water element. Love, so she describes how the seahorse, female and male seahorse, dance together when they in their mating season, and how the male seahorse actually cares about the eggs. Abundance is this flow of energy. Comfort is the baby seals. Disappointment, dried water. Happiness for the 6 of coins. It's quite interesting. Can I take a look at this quickly? 6 of coins. Oh, because it's not 6 of coins, exactly, because it's 6 of water. I understand that. So it's 6 of cups, not 6 of coins. So happiness, illusion for 7 of cups, we can get that. Despair, with the poor turtle. Striving for air, joy for 9 of cups, and repletion for 10 of cups. And this is the New Zealand culture for the water cards. So there's daughter, son, gorgeous, mother, and father. And then we have the element of air, so Ace of Air with this kind of tornado, equilibrium with dancing cranes, grief. This is how we try to avoid grief, and this is the image from Rider-Waite-Smith, you know, the very famous 3 of Swords. Truce is when the seagulls, or these are albatrosses, you know, they find a spot where they can rest and kind of give birth to new albatrosses. Defeat, it's pretty striking. Knowledge for 6 of Swords. And then we have deception with baby cuckoo and other species feeding it. Interference, where crows just try to scare off the eagle from the prey. Cruelty, the mouse, and, you know, all the experimentation. Distraction with the vulture or condor. Daughter of Air, here we have Japanese culture or Asian. He looks a little bit more Chinese, but yeah, they look kind of Japanesey, Chinesey, I'm not sure. And then we have the Ace of Earth. So here are the stones. Change. I'm just going to grab these. So change with the tree, like, you know, losing leaves. Work with bees, beautiful. Stability with strong roots. I think it will be a great reader. Torment with the little monkey. Like it said that, you know, it can't change the circumstances. It's kind of like set out for a disaster. I actually can read this quickly because I can't remember properly, but it says the image shows a scene where all agency and physical safety is being stripped away from the querent. A rhesus monkey is immobilized on a scientist's laboratory table. It cannot free itself and will have to endure whatever experiments are planned for it. So when material securities fall away and prove brittle, people suffer. We are material beings, and if we are robbed of our basic sustenance and our sense of safety, we feel pain. So that's what she refers to with this quite powerful image. This is success, but it's a teamwork. So this is like 6 of Pentacles. Failure with, like a broken bottle and shards for 7 of Pentacles. Circumspection with the 8 of Pentacles. Gain with this growing plant, 9 of Pentacles. And wealth with 10 of Pentacles. So usually we consider the grapes, we kind of connected to the 9 of Pentacles, but I quite like this, that 9 of Pentacles, you still grow, and you can grow new things from what you have. And wealth for the 10. And then this, I don't know, it's just like a kind of white culture. Daughter of Earth, Son of Earth, Mother of Earth, and Father of Earth. So this is the whole deck, and let's just shuffle it briefly, because I haven't shuffled it yet. I was a good girl, I was waiting. So the paper is quite beautiful, like it's quite stiff actually, but I think it's going to get softer, with use. It doesn't have too much lamination. It's quite beautiful, as you can see. It's not too shiny, it's matte. Because the cards are quite small, they shuffle pretty well in any way, riffle shuffling or overhand or lengthwise as well. So let's just pick a few cards, let's see how they look together. Bring it a bit closer. So we have cruelty, we have happiness. 2 sides of the same coin sometimes, and Ace of Earth. So that's how the cards look together. I pull a few more. Daughter of Fire, Circumspection, and the Fool. So I don't know, I'm just going to try and, do some daily pulls with this deck, get used to it, because I'm not so familiar with Crowley's deck, even though I studied it last year and this year, but I know what it's about, but I just don't use it very often. But I like that this deck is not esoteric, that it might be a very good daily life reader, Let's just get one card for us and we'll see, to say goodbye, what the cards want us to know. Distraction. Okay, and let's see what the booklet says. And this is 10 of distraction. So it's Sun in Gemini, the end, separation, as well as an act of freeing oneself. Farewell, transformation, ruin or death, inability to get oneself out of a toxic situation, repeating the same destructive patterns. The card signifies that we see things as they are, as they really are. No wishful thinking, no illusions, no hope. We have reached the end of the line, be it in a job or in a relationship or a personal matter. Now we have to make the conscious decision to face the consequences. The card shows both the stark, destructive force of this arcanum, but also the feeling that this catharsis is necessary for the new beginning. 10 vultures are devouring an animal that has died on the savannah. They are providing a valuable service as they remove the noxious remains of cadavers. So there is beauty in the end, there is always a new beginning, and distraction, right? Distraction as the way forward also. So let's just see how we sit with that. Thanks for watching, and this was the New Era Elements Tarot.